Hey generator installers, Mitch here at SwiftSocial. I want to show you guys in this video exactly how you should be scaling your Facebook and Instagram ads when you're increasing your budget on them to get as many new leads as possible while also keeping your cost per lead as low as possible, right? So let's get right into it. First things first, we're looking inside of one of my client ad accounts right here and a little backstory on him. So he used to be spending $50 per day on his ad spend, and recently he wanted to increase it up to $100 per day. So what most people would do in this situation is they would just have one ad set running in here, like I usually recommend, at least for lower budget, right? And he would just have one ad set running, and then it would just be $50 per day on one ad set, and that's okay when you have a low budget, like 50 bucks per day, right? But as you start increasing your budget on the ad spend and stuff, it's a very smart decision to go ahead and split the budget between multiple duplicate ad sets. So as you can see right here, I have two different ad sets, but these are literally the exact same ad sets. Like if I go ahead and look at it, I look at the creatives that I'm running in this one, and then I look at the creatives that I'm running in this one, and then the ad copy and everything. It's all totally the exact same. These are literally just two duplicate ad sets. But instead of spending $100 per day on just one ad set like this, what I did is I split it up so that it's $50 per day between the two ad sets. And the reason that this is way better than just putting $100 per day on one ad set is because number one. Hey, real quick, if you're a home standby generator installer and you want 3 to 5 plus additional generator installs per month, which is about $30,000 to $100,000 plus in new revenue every single month, I'll build you an advertising system just like the ones I show you how to build in my videos here to do that for you, and I'll run it for you totally for free for 2 weeks. And if you don't love working with me, you never pay me a penny for it. So if that sounds interesting, go ahead and click the link below to book a quick phone call with me in the description, and that's go.swiftsocial.org. And I'm looking forward to talking to you. Thanks. One, the biggest thing that we look at when we're scaling campaigns is this frequency number right here, right? And what frequency means is it's how many times on average um, the same person saw the ad, basically. So basically, if it was a frequency of 2 right here, that means that on average, for every single time that the ad was shown in this ad set, it was shown to the same person twice, right? And basically, as a rule of thumb, too, when you're scaling campaigns and stuff like that on Facebook and Instagram for these generator ads, you want to keep this frequency under 2. So, what that means is once you get up to a frequency of about 2, and again, we're looking at the ad set level, right? So, we could go back to campaigns right here. And if we look at the campaign, it says the campaign frequency is 1.73, right? Because it accounts for the overlap between the different ad sets and the people who might, be technically in both ad sets. But we don't care about the campaign frequency. We care about these ad set frequencies, right? So by splitting your ads into two separate duplicate ad sets when you're scaling up the ad spend, it actually allows us to keep the frequency down lower and it doesn't increase as quickly, especially when we're spending more money, because basically what happens on the ad set level and what the purpose of the ad set is when you're doing Facebook and Instagram ads is it basically is it's a compilation of the different targeting settings that you're using, right? And so every single time you start a new ad set, it has a different kind of chunk of the population that it locks onto, right? And that's why a lot of the times, if you have a campaign that's performing, not very good or something like that, it's as simple as literally just duplicating the campaign or duplicating the ad set and then just relaunching it with the exact same stuff. And sometimes what happens is the algorithm just ends up kind of picking a better chunk of people to, attack, so to say, or to go after and show the ads to. And those people are just more receptive to the ads and to your messaging and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, basically when you're scaling your ads for Facebook and Instagram and you want to, go above, I'd say as a rule above 50 or 75 bucks per day with your ad spend, instead of just keeping it on one ad set, what I would recommend doing is splitting it between two different assets. And if you want to go up to 150 bucks, 200 bucks per day plus something like that, I would just keep making more duplicate ad sets. So I would do maybe $50 per day. Maybe you could do as high as 60 or something like that, but probably 50 bucks per day is a good rule of thumb per ad set as you're scaling these campaigns, right? And then also a note on that too. So when you're increasing your ad spend, you don't want to just do it all of a sudden. So if you've been spending, $50 per day on your ads for months, especially if you're in an area where there's not a lot of population, you don't want to instantly just make that jump and incorporate that second ad set. I mean, you can incorporate the second ad set, but it's probably smarter to split them up and then maybe do, you know, 30 to 50 per day for each of them, and then 40 bucks per day, after a few days for each of them, up until you get up to that new level that you want to be at, because you don't want to try to increase things too quickly either, right? So increase the ad spend a little bit and then bump it up, and then monitor, look at the KPI, see if all the numbers still look good, you're still getting leads at a good cost, and then increase, um, you know, your ad spend accordingly, right? Yeah, and then basically, as far as the frequency and stuff like that, if you get to a frequency of over two on average for each of the ad sets, what I would do, because they're going to be, pretty much on par with each other if they're spending the same amount of money, and they're in, the same area, they might not be showing it to the exact same people. Hence why, we have two different, pretty different costs per leads between the two ad sets, which is actually a good thing. We wanted to show to different chunks of the population. But once these get to a frequency of about two, what you want to do is you want to literally just go to the campaign that's holding these ad sets, and you want to literally just click duplicate and then duplicate with current settings. I don't recommend having any of these things on. I'll talk about this in other videos, but just duplicate with current settings and literally just make a complete replica of this campaign and just restart it as soon as you get to an average frequency with your ad sets of two or over, right? And yeah, that's basically how you should be scaling your ad sets to get the best cost per lead for your generator leads, to make the most money possible and to make your ads as efficient as possible. So, just to recap real quick, if you get to a frequency of two or over, um, relaunch the campaign for your ad sets, a frequency of two or over for your individual ad sets, and they're going to be pretty much on par with each other. They're spending the same. Um, Always split them into multiple different ad sets when you're scaling. When you're scaling ad sets, you want to make sure that you have a few day gap in between. So you don't just want to go from 50 bucks a day to 100 bucks a day. I mean, increase your ad spend by 10, 15 bucks per day until you get to your desired level, and make those increases every couple days while you monitor the results and make sure it's not dropping off too hard. Generally, as far as scaling your campaign, the higher the population you have in your service area, the higher you're going to be able to scale it. And yeah, if you implement that change right away today, you're going to be able to get a lot better results with your ad campaigns and scale them a lot more efficiently too, and keep your cost per lead low. Um, yeah, so thanks for watching. If you're interested in having me set up a campaign like this for you and getting a bunch of generator leads and having to do literally nothing except for call up the people, book the estimates, and then install the generators and collect the paycheck, you can feel free to click the link below in this video, to my website, go.swiftsocial.org, and you can book a call to talk with me today, and we can see if I can get you at least a handful or more of new generator installs per month. And if you don't love working with me, you never pay me a penny for it. So thanks for watching, and hope you have a great day.